from fundamental first. In fundamental, there is a project. In project, we have types of project first, and on the lower side, we have a project life cycle. And project life cycle, we have initiation, we have planning, we have execution, we have monitoring and control, we have closing. And further in the initiation, we have a project charter and assumption log and stakeholder registered. In the project charter, we have further project title, project sponsor, scope, stakeholders, cost invariance, and risk. Will comes up in the types of project. We have five types of project: predictive, incremental, agile, iterative, and hybrid. You'll come down to the fundamental basic. There is two values: business value and business value. We have tangible and intangible. And tangible, we further categorize into need assessment and business case. And here, intangible, we have benefit management plan. It'll come down to the project constraint. We have mainly three: scope, cost, and baseline. And it can be further categorized into resources, risk, and qualities satisfaction. And on the left side, we have in the fundamental, we have program, portfolio, and PMO is the separate one. So we can, project management office, we can further categorize into supportive, controlling, and directive. We will come up a little and towards the organization. We have two type of organization, projectized and functional. And we have organization further into matrix. We have strong matrix, balanced, weak, OPA, and in the strong matrix, PM have high power, and functional manager has less power. And strong matrix and balance, PM and FM has equal power. And further next is weak matrix. And weak matrix, FM has more power and PM has less. And organization, there are influencer and there is influencer. There is further categorized into OPA, organization processes it, and EEF. EEF, we use term pistol for the EEF. And further from the fundamental, we can further come to program. And program, there is project plus operation. And there is portfolio. And portfolio, we can say there is multiple projects. I believe that's all. Yes. Yeah. Next, Hussein, I believe.
Okay. Yes. The next topic is Agile. What is Agile? Agile is an interactive and incremental approach to project management, and it focuses mostly on delivering value early and continuously adapting to the changes of the project. So Agile further, we can further divide Agile into 4 values and 12 practices. So the 12 practices that we have here are working software, sustainable development, continuous attention, maintain simplicity, self-organization team, organizing team, reflection and adjustment, satisfy the customer, welcome change, deliver frequently, work together, support and trust, face to face conversation. And then we have four values of agile. It's like individual interaction over processes and tools, then customer collaboration, response to changes, working software, and they are further divided, further categorized. Then I'll go to agile business terminology. We have a minimum viable product MVP, which is further categorized into MBI, minimum business increment, and minimum releasable features. So minimum marketable release as well is from the MBI. Then going towards agile practices, we have around 8 agile practices: Kanban, Crystal, XP, Scrum, Lean, DSDM. DS is dynamic system development method. Then you have FDD, feature driven development, and then TDD is test driven development. In Scrum, you have like further 5 events. Scrum has further 3 roles of function, 5 events, and 3 documents and radiators, information radiators. So starting from 3 roles, we have product owner, Scrum master, and team in 3 roles of Scrum. Then we have 5 events: sprint planning, daily start, stand up, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. Sprint review, it's like for where we groom and do the demo of the sprint activity. Then refinement and MVP is the final viable product which is ready to deliver. And then in artifacts, Scrum artifacts, we have a sprint backlog and product backlog. Sprint backlog is daily stand up. If it is accepted as per the definition of done, it will be go to the acceptance criteria, where client will either reject it or approve it. If it's rejected, it will go to the project backlog and will become a risk. If it will go to client approval, it will go to the product increment. Then in user story that I have already explained this product backlog, anything that is not accepted at risk. And further there is a term that is spike. And what is spike? Spike is a time boxed activity to resolve the uncertainty or any kind of or to gain some knowledge. Finally, we have radiators, information radiators. Actually, we couldn't write it more because of the time constraint. It's burn down, burn up chart, and the Kanban is also information radiator. That is it.
That's it.
We couldn't go to the agile planning.
I give you 15 more minutes.
No, we have stakeholders. There is another person.
Stakeholders,
yeah.
Okay, for stakeholders, stakeholders are those who are affected or impacted by the project. And how to identify the stakeholders? We have following ways, like expert judgment, focus group, workshops, OPA, EEF, document analysis, stakeholder, OPA interview, subject expert matters, focus group. Then how to analyze the stakeholders by categorizing into the following: sideward, which are your influencer or friendly people, friends, and everything. Then it comes to upward, senior management. Downward refers to team specialists. Inward and outward is basically your customer or clients. Then we have internal and external stakeholders. Then you how to prioritize the stakeholders. We follow the power interest grid matrix, which has following categories, which you can say high power, high interest, where you mostly manage closely them. Then we have low power, low interest, that's your staff, kitchen staff. Then we have high power, low interest, basically the government or people. Low power and high interest, mainly your media audience. And then we have other models for the stakeholder identification, which are a silence model, which has further drilled down into power, legitimacy, and urgency. Then we have stakeholder management, which is used to identify required management strategies to affect the engaged stakeholders. That's it.
Guys, I gave you 15 more extra minutes. This is
because everyone is giving their own input.
No, your mind maps are beautiful. That's good, but this is not good, right? We were given you 15 minutes. You could have planned better. So just imagine you are a project manager. Okay, you are a project manager. where you have to work a complete of 100 things. You only do 5 things or 10 things and you haven't done 90. Your SPI is 20%. So how is that project a success? Can you explain me? How that project is a success? No matter how
So what
beautiful.
happened?
No,
What
I
happened
don't care
actually?
what happened. What is the result? That is the what happened. Hasnan, what that is the result. At the end of the day, result is a result, man. Your mind maps are very beautiful. I was actually loving them, how graphically and you have made it. But if you only did, you did agile, stakeholder, fundamentals, right? What else you did?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yes.
it.
Yes. Yes.
Exact. In before I gave you 15 minutes. Okay, before I gave you 15 minutes, you guys, how many topics you did before that? Only two.
Yes.
You could have
Yes.
that this was your thing. You could have planned it like, okay, two people do this, two people do this. We can plan in any way. I have given you all the freedoms.
But there was conflict
Yeah,
of
yeah,
opinion.
right.
Whatever is this, that's your problem. You should have resolved it. As a team, it's a team failure. Let
So
me.
it's took
True.
time.
True. As a team, it's a
It's a
team
team
failure.
failure.
We need to improve this.
It's a
We
team
need to
failure.
improve our communication. Internal
Yeah.
It's a
communication
team
was not
failure.
good.
If it was a first mind map, I would have been okay, no issue. It's not the first mind map. You made fundamental.
But this was a
Stakeholder.
new team, Amer Saab.
Every
Yeah.
time.
So
Every time I said
We are
it.
in a
So team
forming
collaboration.
stage. We are in a forming stage.
Our
देखिए
communication
no
plan
no no
didn't
don't
work here.
complain don't complain
Our
wait
assumption log get filled up.
wait Hasnan Ehsan Nasheen Rizwan Saeed all are batch 11 only Zishan Munir and Kashif came in like in last 5 minutes all are batch 11 so you can
That were really
there
important
was
information radiators
no.
who gave
however
us.
however
They
it's a
were
failure
new
of a
also,
team
that's why what
They
I
were
was doing.
influenced a lot.
let's meet to the next group but it was a team failure beautiful mind map but a team failure your project failed okay Mia Imran Khan Mirza Mohiuddin Saqib Shoaib Dawa Sayyid Balaguru please go I don't expect me to be a good let's clap no I don't do that okay team 2 please your time starts now 15 minutes go ahead yeah team 2 go ahead time has started
Sorry, my mic was on mute. Okay, so we start from PMP mind map, then comes the need assessment, and there are two things: business case and business management plan, and then comes portfolio management. In portfolio management, we have few things. One is program management, then comes project management, and then comes operations. Speaking further about the project management, there are process groups where we have initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. So, for initiation, we have two things: project charter, stakeholder registers, assumption log. And in the planning, we have these things, which are stakeholder engagement plan, risk management plan, resource management plan, scope management plan, quality, communication, schedule, procurement, and requirement management plan. In execution, we have conducting procurement, and then there is monitoring. This is already done. Okay. So moving forward to my team member who will explain further about initiation and project charter. Yes.
Now we have started the after initiation, so project charter. So after this, can you zoom out the screen? It is with you. You can go to the fundamental. Now a little bit zoom in.
Yes.
Fundamental. It is not clear.
Just clear on this
Yes, yes.
arrow.
So under the fundamental, what are the basic fundamental for the PMP? What we are getting is constraint. Under the constraint, cost, scope, duration, risk, quality, and schedule, and customer satisfaction, which is missing there. After other fundamental thing is factor affecting the projects. OPA, factor affecting the organization. OPA and EF, all these things which come under EF are pestle. So what are other type of organization? Projectized, functional, metrics. Under metrics, we can get weak, strong, and balanced organization. Once we come to after this, we come to the types of project. There are agile project, or we can go to top. Under Agile, predictive, incremental, and iterative. These are the types of the project. And under Agile, there are 12 principles, and assumption and planning of the Agile. Under Agile, there is a project manager, Scrum Master, or XP, Lean Development, Kanban, and Information Radiator. Under Information Radiator, burn up chart and burn down chart. Under the Scrum, we can get SP and SBL.
Registered and backlog.
You can put SR and SP, which is not
What is
mentioned.
Sprint review and sprint.
retrospective?
Yeah. Retrospective and sprint review.
Sprint planning, sprint review, sprint retrospective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sprint plan 3 article first PBL, SBL, and PI.
Sayyid Hassan,
And,
say the complete name, na? They wrote the name. Why you are not saying the complete name? Product backlog, sprint backlog, product increment.
Sprint backlog.
Mirza, let him know.
Product
Mirza,
increment.
this is now your team, na? Your team member should know. Why he does not know?
Yeah.
Sayyid Hassan, why you don't know? Why you not in the team? It's your responsibility. Like you are sharing something that this is your report and you don't know what is PBL. You should know. You are presenting, na? Just
Yes.
imagine you are presenting a presentation and you don't know what PBL means. You should know, or someone else should present.
Yeah, sure. So here, Rantava, can you take over from here?
No, Mirza, that is not good. Let him say that I cannot do that. Na? He never said
Sure,
that.
sure.
He never said that. You want to continue, Hassan, or someone else does?
Mr. Soeb, you can continue as
Yeah.
Mr. Soeb
Okay,
has
I
write
will-
this. All this thing.
I will continue from here. Under Scrum, we had different things like three artifacts, three documents, which is product backlog, sprint backlog, and product document. We have three roles: product owner, Scrum Master, and dedicated team. And then we have 5 events. One is Scrum planning. Daily, we have daily stand-up. We have sorry. This is this.
Review.
Scrum review and Scrum retrospective. Under Scrum review, we have 2 activities. One, we give the demo and grooming, and the other is grooming. Once the demo is accepted, it goes to product increment, and otherwise, if it's incomplete or rejected, it goes to product backlog. Okay, come down. Yes. Now we have to go to on the other side of different topics. Yes. And after Agile, we studied stakeholder. We have stakeholder register, and in that stakeholder register, first we have 6 steps of identification of stakeholders. We didn't write all those steps, and then we, after identifying these stakeholders, we go to analyze step. We analyze stakeholders. First, we categorize them, and then we prioritize them. And after prioritizing them, we have stakeholder engagement plan, where we have stakeholder engagement metrics, and then we develop the strategies to improve the engagement of the stakeholders. Okay. Then we study communication. From the top of communication, we have 4 R's, and 4 R's are that whom are we, how are we supposed to communicate? Like right info, right time, right people, and right impact. And then we studied about effective communication, like how the sender will send information and how the receiver will receive information, encountering the noise and everything. And then we have active listening, which gives critical information, and all of these things goes to communication management plan. Then we have 3 models, like work perform, WPD, work perform data. then work perform information, and after getting information, we have a work performance report. Then we have communication team, which is assigned to communicate with the all the stakeholders. Okay, and then we have two types of communication: push and pull. Then we have different factors involved in the communication. One is culture, and other is political. After communication, we went to the teams. Okay, team. First of all, we were told that there is a resource management plan in which we first acquire, then develop, then manage, and then control the resources. And team is a part of the resource management plan. First, we develop the team charter, in which we have ground rules. There are ground rules written on the bottom. We have ground rules which contains values, conflict management, and language in which the team is going to communicate with each other. And okay, in conflict management, we studied 5 levels of conflicts. They were like problem to solve, and then disagreement, contest, crusade, and world war. And then we have emotional intelligence in the conflict management, and 5 theories of emotional intelligence. Okay, go up. Sorry. And then we have team documents. How are the team being assigned responsibilities? There were 2 tools. One was responsibility assignment matrix, RAM, and the other was RACI, responsibility, accountability, consult, and inform. Okay, go down. Then we went to risk. Risk has 4 documents: risk management plan, risk register, risk report, and issue log. And then we went to how do we identify the risk? All risks are identified in the same way we identify stakeholders, and we put all those risks into risk registers. Okay, first, okay, after risk register, these all we have risk prioritization and prioritization. And how do we prioritize? One is qualitative risk, and other is quantitative risk. In qualitative risk, we have influence diagram in which we designate the risk like low, medium, high, and very low. The other is quantitative risk, where we have tools of measuring quantitative risk. One is expected monetary value, EMV, and then there is DTA, decision tree analysis, and then there is tornado analysis. And one there was more S-curve, we couldn't write over here. Okay, and then we go to risk attitudes. Risk attitude is basically 4 types of there are 4 types of attitude: risk seeker, risk averse, risk neutral, and okay, 3 types of attitude. And then we studied risk response, how to respond about the risk. And then there is issue log. After all those issues which were not covered in the risk register went to issue log. So we were actually in time of making, so time ended.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Better than the last.
I have separate quality, and if you want me to explain.
Sure.
Should I
Yeah, but you made it now, not before, right?
Yes.
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 It's in this time, not cheating.
Should I share my screen?
Yes, sure. Mirza, you can stop. That's actually a good plan.
Okay, then we study schedule. We have schedule network diagram. It has critical path and schedule baseline, non-critical path, lag, and lead. Then we have schedule compression techniques, crashing and fast tracking. Then we have resource customization techniques, leading and smoothing. And okay, just a minute. And then in the schedule, we had a schedule management plan. To develop that plan, we have to get the work package and decompose into further milestones. And then we have activity list based on connecting the milestone. And then we have activity attributes. In the activity list, we have predecessors and successors. And in the activity attributes, we have different type of things. One is relationship. Finish to start. There are 4 types of relationships: finish to start, finish to finish, start to finish, and start to start. And then we have dependencies. In the activities, there were internal, external dependencies, mandatory dependencies, and discretion. They were called preferred packages. And then we have duration of the activities, and then we have techniques how to estimate the duration of the activities. One was analogous, other one was parametric, then bottom up, and then 3-point estimation. That was triangular distribution. And then we have float in the activity. Okay. And about the scope, we studied scope as well. There were 3 things like project life cycle. There was the product life cycle in which we have project life cycle, and then we have requirement management plan for the scope of the project. Requirement management plan actually gathers all information from the same stakeholder distribution that we studied earlier: expert judgment, focus groups, facilitated workshop, document analysis, OTS, and EEF. And then we have a prototype. From this, we also get requirements for the scope, design, physical, and MVP, minimum viable product. And then we have a context diagram. These all give the requirements, and we put it all requirement management plan, which are for the product. And after this, there was a scope management plan, which describe how the project is scoped out of the product lifecycle. Okay, then we have a requirement traceability matrix. It has requirement documentation, scope management plan. Just hold on, sorry. And the scope management plan had project scope baseline. And in the baseline, we had WBS, work breakdown structure, in which we have 4 types of things. The major distribution was control account, and then further we have planning packages, then work packages, and after these all information was stored in the WBS dictionary, work breakdown structure dictionary. And then we have a code of account, which actually assign the codes in to all the activities in the WBS. Then we have and after these things, we have a project scope, which is actually a subset of product lifecycle. And for the and then we studied how to, if we have to change the project scope, we will go to change request, and then change control board. We had scope creep, and we had gold plating, which were supposed to be avoided. So that was all from our side.
Okay,
Yes.
that's good. That's really good, team. Team 2 loved it. Loved the work you did. Very well done. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
very well done. Team 3? Team
Yes, I'll share my screen.
Deliver, Faryal,
Yes,
Hashim.
I'll share my screen.
Go ahead.
And we have 3 different team members go over it. For John, we'll start with the initial. Are you able to see my screen,
Yeah,
John?
it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, now go ahead.
John, do you want to start?
Yeah. I'm going to do fundamentals.
Yep.
We have just go a little bit down.
Yep.
Now we started by organizations, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So under organization, just go up. We have different types of organization: functional, matrix, and projectiles. Matrix, which is mixed with weak. Matrix is strong and balanced. We have also under organization different types of PMOs: supportive, controlling, and directive. Supportive PMO for us is providing tools, materials, guidance, and techniques to the project manager and the team. Directive is to provide directions on a day-to-day basis. Then we have programs and portfolios as well. Portfolio is a combination of projects and programs. We also have under organization and fundamentals, we have, just go up.
Yeah.
We have under organization, we have the need, the fundamentals, we have the need assessment, business value, why do we have to do a specific project or development? We have under business value, tangible or intangible, business case. Business case is important as we need to know the return on the investment that we are going to make or the internal rate of return. Intangible, we have the benefits management plan. What are going to be the benefits when we are going to do the development of the project. We have the initiation phase where we are going to have the project charter, the assumption log, and the stakeholder register. The project charter, as we all know, is a high-level document where we will have the key deliverables and the key high levels objective of the project. Can you just go down?
Yeah.
So.
Right here is good.
Yeah. So we have also the development. We also have projects. Under projects, we have development and processes. So we have initiation, which I just explained. Then we have, secondly, we have planning. Just go up planning.
Yeah.
Planning, we have cost management, risk management plan, all the plans, communication, resource management plan, stakeholder management plan, etc. I'll just take the part where we have stakeholder management plan. Under stakeholder management.
I'll mute myself. There's a background noise. I'll mute myself.
Why you are stopping? Okay, go ahead.
Can you?
Yeah, continue.
Can you repeat? Dilbir?
There was a background noise. I'll mute myself.
You were changing the mind map paper. Yeah, please. Thank you.
No.
Okay. So we have stakeholder management plan where we have the analysis of our stakeholders. We have first to identify them by using focus group, facilitated workshop, EF, OPAs, interviews, etc. So after this, we have the stakeholder register where we are going to do the classification of the stakeholders by categorization, upward, downward, southward, and internal or external. After the classification, we will have the prioritization of the stakeholders. We will have, through a power interest matrix, we are going to classify them: high power, high interest, high power, low interest, high power, low power, and low power, low interest. So we also have, after the power interest matrix, we will know if we have to manage them closely, keep them satisfied, keep them informed, or we keep them on the watch list. After this, we have some analysis we can use also for the prioritization, stakeholder cube, or salience model. What is the output of the stakeholder register? It is stakeholder engagement plan is generated. This is going to be sent to our sponsors for review or to make decision. The stakeholder engagement matrix will also help us to know what stakeholders are, what position are the stakeholders on the stakeholder engagement plan. So engagement matrix, they are unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, leading, current status, or their desired status. Can you just go down?
Sure.
So after this, you take on the next process execution.
Yeah,
Deal
that's
Bill?
yeah. Atik will go through it. Atik, are you?
Yes.
Just take up to execution, yeah.
Just move up so that I can move to communication.
Okay. So just give me 1 second. I'll scroll. Okay, I'm at the communication.
Yes. So, zoom in, please.
Sure.
So in communication, we have 4 R's. That is the meaning of 4 R's is that we have to provide the right information at right time to right people, and that will produce the right impact. Next, we have methods of communication. We have 3 types of communication: push communication, pull communication, and interactive communication. In push communication, the other person or a you can say stakeholder, didn't ask for information, we provide him. And in pull communication, he needs effort to gain relevant information. In interactive communication, there is two-way communication. In communication model, we have a sender that is called as encode, and receiver that is called as decode. And then decode receiver will provide the feedback of the, and in it we have a term called as noise. Anything that disrupt our communication is called as noise. Next, we may go to risk.
Yep.
So what is risk? Everything is risk. You can say probability multiplied by impact is known as risk. First we have to we have to identify the risk, and for identification of risk we have the same techniques. That is, first we go to sponsor, or you can say subject matter specialist. Then we go to focus group, then facilitated workshop. We have documents and plans, OPS, EEF. In it we identify the risk. Next we have prioritization of risk. First, in it we forgot to mention there are types of risk. For example, organization that can take risk seeker, risk aware, risk neutral, and then there is a term known as risk threshold. Then we prioritize the risk based on qualitative and quantitative techniques, and in qualitative we have risk. For example, we just read the formula P probability into impact. Qualitative risk we can find from it, and in quantitative we measure in numbers. In qualitative, we make the qualitative risk assessment metrics based on which we define which are high risk activity, which is low risk activity, medium risk activity. Most of the organization use qualitative techniques, and then in quantitative we have different tools to calculate the quantitative risk assessment. For example, assessment influence diagram. Then we have expected monetary value, decision tree analysis, tornado analysis, sensitivity analysis, probability distribution curves. After the risk is identified and prioritized, then we go to risk response strategy. In risk response, there are 2 types of approaches: proactive approach and reactive approach. In proactive approach, to risk may be positive or risk may be negative. In positive risk, we have to exploit the risk, enhance the risk, or share the risk. While in case of negative, we have to avoid, mitigate, and transform. One thing more here to tell: exploit is the most positive term in PMP, as told by Sir Amer. Next, we have reactive risk strategy. In reactive risk response, we have to accept the risk. Passive risk acceptance and active acceptance.
In passive acceptance, we don't do anything to risk. While in active acceptance, we go to risk corner, risk response, and we check for events that triggers the risk, and we impose risk response. After the risk response, we are left behind with some minute risk that is called as residual risk, and in some cases we may have another risk may happen that is called as secondary risk. So Dilbir, next topic.
Yeah, I think it's we have to go to agile part.
Ram, please.
Yeah, I can take it from here.
So thank you.
I think that was good. Thanks.
Okay.
So
Ram,
agile. Can you zoom in a little bit?
Sure.
Make it like 50 plus compatible. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
This is good.
Yeah, this is good. So agile is basically a combination of iterative and incremental approaches, and it has 4 values that we'll cover first. Okay, it's on top, which is customer collaboration over contract negotiation, individual interaction over processes and tools, responding to change over following a plan, working software over comprehensive documentation. And one of the major difference between agile and the traditional approach is here, instead of change control board, we take the change to the product owner and we work on the requested change and basically add it to the product catalog. Next is the 12 principles of agile. The first one is satisfy the customer, welcome change, deliver frequently, work together, trust support, face-to-face conversation, working software, sustainable development, continuous attention, maintain simplicity, self-organizing teams, reflect and adjust. Can you go down?
Right, is good.
Yeah, and some of the agile practices. We start with Scrum, Kanban, Lean, and XP, and few others are all part of the agile practices. But I think for the PMP, we are going to focus on Scrum and Kanban, I believe. So Scrum basically, Scrum has a few of the things listed. First is the basic artifacts that comes under Scrum are product backlog, sprint backlog, and product increments. And what is that? The next?
I think there was roles. Sorry, it should have been a little bit above.
No worries.
This is here, right here. So we had roles and then artifacts.
Correct. And some of the roles in Agile are product owner. In Scrum is product owner, Scrum Master, and development team. And the ceremonies or events are sprint planning, sprint, daily stand-up, sprint review, sprint retrospective. And under sprint review, you have demo and grooming, and the logical outputs of demo are accepted by the client or gets rejected. And grooming, the output of that is basically a backlog refinement. And what else? Okay. And the basic process of sprint contains basically sprint backlog. From there, it goes to sprint planning meeting, sprint backlogs, sprint cycle. Basically, sprint cycle is 1 to 4 weeks of sprint cycle, and daily stand-up meetings happens every 24 hours, and then sprint review, sprint retrospective, and the finished work. Some of the checklists for sprint are definition of ready, definition of done, and acceptance criteria. And the information radiators are task board, Kanban board, burn down chart, burn up chart. And the task board basically is what is happening, the current status, what is in the to-do list and what is being done and what is completed. Whereas the Kanban board, it shows where is the bottleneck, like the to-do list and let's say test, completed, accepted. Where is the task piling up? What is causing the backlog? So that is what the Kanban board gives us. And the burn down chart basically shows how much work is remaining, and burn up chart is basically how much is completed. Next is the Agile prioritization estimation techniques. Some of the techniques are planning poker, Moscow, wide bank Delphi, ideal hours, affinity estimation, lightweight estimation, 100 points. So these are the general estimation techniques. And the Agile planning.
You want me to scroll up a bit, Ram? Right,
yeah, that's good. So Agile planning is basically the onion-like chart. It starts with product vision, where basically what, who, why, when, constraint, assumptions are covered. And product roadmap basically talks about releases, date, or the feature set, objective, development approach, all that is covered under that. Then is the release planning, where basically how many iterations and what will be the team capacity, what are the stories, and the priorities, estimates, those kind of definition of done, they are all covered under that. And sprint planning is where we basically take up the stories, tasks, definition of done, level of effort, commitment, all that is covered under that. And daily planning is basically what have we completed, what are we going to do today, and is there a roadblock, what needs help, all that is covered. So this is a general overview of Agile.
Yeah. And I think that covers everything what we have done in this
Good job. Very well done, team. Very well done, team. Okay, good job. Okay, team 4. This was team 3, right?
Yes.
Amer, Jane, Komal, Larin, Rizwan, Abid. Team 4.
Yeah, I'll be sharing the screen. I'll start off with fundamentals. Yes. Can you zoom in? Yeah. So in fundamentals, first of all, we are discussing what is the project. It is temporary endeavor which has a start and end date. Yeah, it has a definite start and end date, and it's a temporary endeavor. Then operations is a continuous activity. Then can you zoom out a bit? Yeah. It has a business case. Yeah. Which is, yeah. Where do you want it? Yeah, then we have the need assessment. So in the need assessment, it's basically why we need this project to check the business value. And we have two documents there, which is the business case and the benefit management plan. And then we start with the project life cycle, which is the process groups, which is the initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and close out. Then in the initiation phase, we have 3 documents which comes in, which is the project charter, the stakeholder register, and the assumption log.
The project charter mainly contains all the high-level information regarding the project. The assumption log contains all the assumptions and constraints that limits our project. And the stakeholder registers basically shows us who are our stakeholders. Then we have the factors affecting our project. We have the OPAs and EEF. So the organizational process assets consists of the policies, templates, and procedures. The EEF is the PESTEL, which is the political, environmental, social, technology, and legal economy. These are the factors which affects the project. Then we have the types of organization. We have 3 types of organizations, which is the projectized, matrix, and functional organization. Projectized is project-based, functional is function-based, and matrix is where both projects and functions are equally important. Matrix, and under matrix, we have 3 more subdivisions of projects, which is weak matrix, strong matrix, and balanced matrix. In strong matrix, the project manager has the major power, and there is some power given to the functional manager. And in weak matrix, the functional manager has majority power, and then the project coordinator has some power. And in the balanced matrix, both project manager and functional manager have the equal power. Then we have the types of project management officers, which is the supportive. There are 3 types, which is supportive, controlling, and directive. Then we have in supportive, they have full freedom. The templates, procedures, and policies are given to the team, and they do it by themselves. They have 100% freedom. In controlling, it is mainly supportive with a weekly or monthly audit. Then we have directive, where the project manager has no authority. He gets daily orders from the above management. Then we have organizational project management, where we have the organizational strategy, which drives our portfolio. The portfolio consists of projects, programs, and operations, and it is permanent activity because there is operation in it. Then program is mainly a collection of related projects, which is related. The projects are related by money or resources. So we combine them to have an effective project, and that is program management. Then Komal, you can carry on with Agile.
Thank you, Laren. Agile, we have 4 values: customer collaboration over contracts negotiation, and respond to change over following plan, working software over comprehensive document, and individual interaction over process and tools. These are the 4 values of Agile, and we have 12 principles. And Agile practice have Kanban, Crystal, Extreme Express, and Scrum. Mostly Scrum, we have 5 ceremonies, that is sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, and sprint retrospective, and 3 artifacts: product backlog, product increment, and sprint backlog. 3 roles: product owner, development team, and Scrum Master. In product owner, the priorities is the user story into product backlog using Masco, and another one was there. Sorry, development team, effort and time, and 3 checklist: definition of done, and definition of ready, and acceptance criteria. Information radiator, like having task board and Kanban board, burn down chart, and burn up chart. These all from Agile. Thank you.
Remaining?
Like regarding estimation, all those things we did not have time.
Okay.
And even on sprint review demo and
That's the entire you guys made?
no, still it's there. On Agile it only there.
Okay.
Yeah, Agile that much. And then we have in the initiation, we have stakeholder management.
Okay, so
So
in the
Rizwan will take over from.
in initiation we have first we have to make a project charter, and project charter comes with scope, time, cost, quality, risk, customer satisfaction, and procurement. Then we have assumption log, which includes all the constraints on assumption. And then third we have stakeholder register. So in stakeholder register, first we need to identify who are the stakeholder. Anyone who is affected or perceived to be affected is considered as stakeholder. So once we identify the stakeholder, we send the project charter with all the stakeholders. So here we have how to identify the stakeholder. So we have expert judgment, and we have focus groups, facilitative workshop, document analysis, OPAs, and EEFs. So in stakeholder register, we need to classify the classification of stakeholders in terms of categorization and prioritization. In categorization, we have upward, downward, sideward, and directional stakeholders, and then we need to prioritize the stakeholders. And here we have power interest matrix, where we have high power, high interest stakeholder, high power, low interest, low power, high interest, and low power, low interest stakeholders. So further we have stakeholder queue, where you have power, interest, and the X factor. You can add that attitude, geography, language, etc., etc. With that, we have salience model, where you have urgency, legitimacy, and power. So with that,
yes.
So with that, we have stakeholder engagement plan, and in stakeholder engagement plan we use 6 stakeholder engagement assessment matrix. To turn the to change the engagement level of different stakeholders. Jane, can you please continue?
Yeah, that is under planning, the stakeholder engagement planning, and So and then in planning, after we have finished stakeholders, we have communication management plan. So all the communication in the project will follow the communication management plan, and this plan will have the 4 R's. That is right information at right time to the right people to have the right impact. And then this communication management plan, it basically covers all the things about communication, like who needs the information, when they need it, why they need it, how the communication will be delivered to them, and how this communication will be stored. So all that information will be available in the communication management plan. And the communication model has a sender where the information is encoded, and it is sent through the medium, through it can be a Zoom or a Teams, through a medium, and it goes to the receiver where the information is decoded. And during this, then from the receiver, it is again goes to the sender. So that's the feedback. And during this communication, there will be noise. That is, anything that damages the communication will be the noise. That's the communication model. And then we have types of communication: push, pull, and interactive. So push communication is a one-way communication. An example is letters, emails, memos, and all that. And push communication is they put in a little more effort to make it better. So here it is, the examples are website informations, online research, and things like that. And then we have the interactive. Interactive is the most effective two-way communication that is mostly preferred in a project, and examples are interactive videos and quiz and all that. And then in communication consideration, like when a communication is being when you need to communicate with the stakeholders, we'll have to determine the needs of the communication based on cultural awareness and political awareness. And one thing I'd like to stress here is face-to-face communication is always preferred, and whenever there is virtual teams involved, it is always better to have them co-locate for one meeting or for one call. So then we have the different communication channels that is calculated with a formula n into n minus 1 by 2, where n is number of participants, and we also have this work performance data. Work performance data is in the execution process group, and this is the raw information produced in the execution process group that gets converted into work performance information in the monitoring and control process group. And this work performance information is being combined into a work performance report by the project manager, and this is shared to all the stakeholders according to the communication management plan. So it has been shared to all the stakeholders. So this is about communication management plan. And then we have resource management plan. In resource management plan, we have the 4 R's, 4 M's, the 4 M's, that is money, material, manpower, and machinery. So in the resource management plan, there is a way like how you acquire resources, develop them, manage, and how you release them after the project is over. All that is being captured in the resource management plan. And we also have a team charter that has ground rules, values, conflict management, and decision processes. So in the conflict management, we have emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, how we handle that conflict management through emotional intelligence is self-awareness, self-management, social skills, empathy, and motivation. And in motivation, we have different theories like Hensberg theory, theory X, theory Y, Maslow, all these other different theories. And then we have different techniques to handle conflict management. So there are 5 levels of conflicts. That is problem to solve, disagreement, contest, fight or flight, and then the world war. So in techniques, we also have concern matrix. The concern matrix is based on, it is a technique for conflict management that is concern for others and concern for myself. Using that matrix, it has been configured like win-win, win-lose, lose-lose, and lose-win. So win-win is like problem solving, win-lose is force and directive, lose-lose is avoid the conflict, and lose-win is accommodate or smoothing. Then we have the decision, which is unanimity, majority, autocratic dictatorship, and polarity. Then we have the different stages of teams. That is, it's also called as a Tuckman ladder. Here we have the different stages of the team. So at the beginning, when the team is in the forming stage, we provide them with the necessary directions to initiate work. So once over time, the conflict arises within the teams, indicating the storming stage. Here, the PM coaches and he coaches and employing active listening and emotional intelligence. They move to when this conflict is managed effectively, the team moves to the norming stage where the team starts understanding each other's views and perspectives, and then they go to the performing stage where the team performs and does the work well, and then there is adjourning where the team has to, once the project is completed, they move to their different projects or they disperse. So there are different types of leaderships, that is transactional, charismatic, transformational, servant leadership, and laissez-faire and situational. And this resource availability is the two ways of identifying the resource availability is RACI and RAM. So these two are the things. And then we have the resource calendar. Resource calendar is it will define when resources will be available. And yeah, that's about resource management plan. Then we have the risk management plan. Rizwan will take over.
Yes, Rizwan.
Rizwan.
Yeah, so in risk management plan, we have like to identify the risk, and to identify risk, we have different options. Just like we have having expert judgment, focus group, facilitative workshop, and document analysis, OPA, EF, and we have SWOT analysis for internal, and internal we have PESTEL. We can consider that in EF. Then we have to analyze risk. We need to document different risk responses, and based on different risk responses we need to do all the work. That's all we could do so far.
Yeah, that's much we were able to do.
That was a very good mind map. Very good job. Great. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Last team: Hamza, Kirti, Salman, Asif, Basim. Okay.
Kirti, can you share?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes.
We have done our mind map in Excel just to complete all the parts as soon as possible. But start with the
Salman, there is some disturbance in your from your background.
No. Can you hear me now?
You have a disturbance there in your mic, Salman.
Yeah, this is I have on my car. Okay, is it clear to you now?
No, still it is when you're talking. Like, yeah, it's like robot talking. Yes, Bakar, you said it right. You have some kind of a mic problem.
Yeah. Or maybe there's an issue. Kirti or Asif, can you take on this?
Kirti, if you can do it.
Yeah, Asif, you can take it. You would like to take this topic, so Asif, you can take it.
Hi. So first of all, we will discuss. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So first of all, we are talking about the fundamentals. So in fundamentals, when we are talking about a product life cycle, and in order to initiate for a new project, first of all, we will see what is the need assessment. The needs assessment will have the business case, which will tell us what are the tangible benefits out of it that will arrive if the project is successfully completed, and what will be the second one will be the business management plan that will tell us what are the intangible benefits that will attain out of that particular project. So, so in that, then we have the project life cycle itself, which is basically consists of 5 processes. The first one is initiation, which contains project charter, the assumption log, and the stakeholder register. Then we have the planning. Planning have all the planning management plans, including the project management plan itself, which is having stakeholder management plan, your risk management plan, communication management plan, cost management plan, quality management plan, scope management plan, procurement management plan, and risk management plan. The above one is risk, the last one is the resource management plan.
Then we have execution. Then we have monitoring and control. And finally, we have closure of the project. So once we are closed with the project, then this particular project converts into operations. Now, if we go to this types of projects, we have basically two types of projects. One is predictive, and which has basically constant or waterfall approach towards it. The other one, which is used, is agile, which is adaptive. It is incremental and iterative in nature. We have constraints for the project. That constraint means what are basically the limiting factors for us. That would be the scope of the project that will define what, how, and when we will achieve it. A schedule will tell us how and when. Cost will tell us what will be the monetary cost and the resource cost associated with it. Then we have, in this, we have types of organizations. There are multiple types of organizations. Mainly, we focus on, the three types of organizations that we have are, one is projectized, in which this is totally project-based, and once the projects are completed, the project participants are either have to look up for a new role in the same company or outside, because this is totally a project-based organization. Examples could be software houses, consultancy firms, where you have specific projects, and then we have functional operation, just like FMCGs, like food manufacturing, or any other like airlines and the other things. And then we have matrix organizations. So matrix organizations basically have both parts in it. In the matrix organizations, we have three types of categorization of it. One is weak, the other one is balanced, the third one is strong. In weak metrics, project manager doesn't have any authority. In the strong metrics, project manager has all the authority. And in the balanced metrics, functional manager and project manager both have authority in some scope. So then we have in the organization itself, if we talk in terms of specifically project, then the project is basically reports to the final authority, being the PMO, which is the project management office. It could be the CEO, board of governors or chairman, or any high authority who has basically the final rights. So that could be three types in nature. One is supportive, that will provide us tools, templates, and techniques. The other one will be, the second nature is controlling, PMO, which is basically provides you all of the three like tools, templates, and techniques, plus they audit you also of your policies and procedures, how you are going through it. The third one is directive in nature, which basically keeps you on your toes, and they give you directions on daily basis. All right. So this is about the basics. Now, if we talk about Agile, Agile is basically a type of methodology adopted for implementing projects. So it has 4 values and 12 principles. So the 3 roles are basically, 4 values. The 4 values are basically the most important aspect of Agile project methodology is that you have to have nature of changing, nature of welcoming nature you should have against the, the requirements that you are having. So you should be welcoming change. You should be working together. Face-to-face interaction is required. Keeping things simple so that maximum work not done can be minimized. Then you have to have the minimal viable product. That is, you have to release some product by end of every iteration that will come up in the next part. So the 4 values are basically again the same thing, the bigger umbrella that you have. Customer is over the contract negotiations. You have to understand this. You have to provide the working software and all of those things. Then if we talk about the Agile methodology, so there are 3 roles in this, the product owner, and then you have the Scrum Master, and then you have the development team. The product owner is basically the one who compiled the user stories, which are other ways called as the requirements. And basically, he is also called as the voice of the customer. The Scrum Master is the servant leader, which will work to make sure everything works smoothly. And the development team is actually the one who will be working on development of the project. There are 5 events in Agile. Agile's sub-methodology Scrum that we do is sprint planning, the sprint itself, the daily stand-up, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. Sprint planning is you will basically plan for the sprint by giving by going into the details of how you allocate different story points and prioritize them, and then you take it up. Then the sprint itself, then the daily stand-up. The daily stand-up will elaborate what was done yesterday, what is done today, and what are the blockers or impediments that you're facing in order to complete the sprint. Then the sprint review, you are basically having the demo. This demo will tell you what was the expected product and what actually you delivered. Then in that sprint review itself, if this is not mentioned over here, but anyways, if it is, no, it is mentioned. So if it is accepted, this goes into the product increment. If that gets rejected, then it goes to your product backlog. The product backlog will have your new requirements, your pending requirements, and your rejected requirements, which rejected user stories, which are not as per the acceptance criteria. Okay, so the 3 artifacts in Agile we have are the product backlog, the sprint backlog, and the product increment. So product backlog again is telling you what are the pending requirement or user stories that are required to be furnished by the end of the project as a whole. The sprint backlog will tell you what is the sprint performance at the end of the sprint. And again, as I mentioned earlier, product increment will be the one which will take all the accepted or verified and validated deliverables in the product increment. Then we have, there are information radiators that we have. Then we have burn up chart, burn down chart, task board, and Kanban board. So burn up chart, it tells you the remaining work. If I am not, I generally get confused with this. So burn up chart and burn down charts and task boards and Kanban boards.
Burn up shows how much work is done. So burn
up,
whenever you want to.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, remember that burn up is like you are moving on the mountain. Okay, so when you
how much I have achieved,
how much you have done, how much you have achieved. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so burn up is basically the how much is done, and burn down chart is basically telling you how much is remaining. So this burn down chart is also very important in nature. Reason being, if you have a scope creep and everything, burn down chart will also help you in assessing that scope creep and how much timelines will be affected by those scope creeps. So then you have task boards and Kanban boards. Then you have 3 checklists that you have. That's acceptance criteria, definition of done, and definition of ready. The order is basically reversed. The definition of ready, definition of done, and acceptance criteria. Definition of ready is basically what is considered as a completed product. Definition done is when we call the product to be completed, and acceptance criteria is basically set by the customer or the product owner who verifies whether this product has achieved that particular attributes to be called as a done product. So then we have Agile prioritization techniques that we have ideal hours, affinity estimation, Fibonacci series, planning to occur, and Moscow. So Kriti, can you scroll up? Do we have everything here? Yeah, we have already covered that accepted and product. That's
done?
about it.
Okay.
Right. So planning, Kriti, you can go.
Now my question number one.
Please.
Done? All done?
Not all done.
Okay, continue. You have 5 more minutes, by the way.
This is done. Now next part is okay. Go.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Planning.
Yeah, go ahead, Kriti.
Yeah. Planning, we will start with the stakeholder management plan. Stakeholder is anyone who thinks they're affected by the project, or anyone who thinks or perceive affected by the project. Everybody considered as a stakeholder. To identify stakeholder, we are having 6 different types: expert judgment, focus group, facilitated workshops, document analysis, organization process assets, and EEF.
Environmental.
Yeah. EF we can analyze by PESTEL method. The categorization, we are having different categorization in stakeholder: internal stakeholder, external stakeholder, upward, downward, sideward. We can prioritize the stakeholder by power interest matrix, salience model, stakeholder queue. Power interest matrix, we are having 4 different things: high interest, high power, manage them closely; high power, low interest, we need to keep them satisfied; low power, high interest, we need to keep them informed; low power, low interest, we need to keep them in the watch list. Salience model, we can categorize as a power, urgency, legitimacy. Stakeholder queue, same like power, interest, and someone X, whomever comes, we can put it in the stakeholder queue.
Yes.
And next one is stakeholder engagement plan. We can engage the stakeholder by 5 different things: unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, leading. The stakeholder whomever is unaware, by mutually they needs to move to resistant, and then neutral, then they will be supporting, and then they will be leading.
Okay.
So communication management plan. So in communication management plan is an essential part of the project management. It basically tells us what kind of information is required to be provided, whom to be provided, how the information would be collected, and what kind of information or what detail level of information is to be provided. So it mainly consists of 4 R's. Basically, that is the right information to be provided at the right time to right people to have a right impact. Then we have the communication model, in which communication model is basically, simply, if I sum it up, it's the effective way of communication in which an information is transmitted or sent by and that should be, which is called as encoded, and that the effectiveness of it is that this should be decoded by the receiver without any noise. So the feedback, if we have any noise, it means the information was not properly communicated and the effectiveness of the communication is questionable. So then we have, go down. Yeah. Then we have types of communication in there in between, which is basically pull communication. Pull communication comes as like you call somebody up, you email someone, and these kind of information is pull information, that you are pulling that information. Push information is the opposite of that, in which you are sending out the information in forms of you could be having a video conference call, arrange a seminar, or like a webinar, something like that. And no, webinar will be, if question and answers are allowed, then that's interactive. Chat bots and quizzes can also be categorized in interactive communication. Then we have communication channel is basically, this is a formula based that n and the product of n-1/2 will tell you how many models or modes of communication you need to relay the information. Okay. Then we have team. In this, team is one of the most important aspects, because without the team, you won't be having the project. So the team will be having the 4 M's in it involved. Number 1 is the manpower. How do you acquire it? How will you develop it? If there is any development need is required, how would you manage those resources, and how you would be releasing those resources once you are done with the project. Then the equipment or machinery and equipment which is required for the project. Then the money means the monetary funds that you require to get a project done. Then the same thing, the material which is required in order to complete the project. So when we are talking about team building, so there should be a team charter. Then the team charter basically tells you what are the ground rules you have set up for the team, what are the values that you have, how would you be dealing with the conflict, which is called as conflict management, and how the decision process will work. So this is not mentioned over here, but there are many types of decisions over here in which there is a voting technique we have, and this is what I recall majority voting. And then we have one-man voting, which is called, I think, autocratic. These are the types which I can recall as of now.
Okay. How much more left? Because your time is already up.
Okay.
I'm loving it. That's why I'm silent.
Okay. It's a little bit more in communication. Then we have risk management also.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay,
We have risk management.
Let's have a vote. Guys, do you want them to keep going, or shall I stop it? The time is up for them.
No, this is informational. I think let's continue.
Let's put in the chat box. Always Dilbar reply in the chat box. Okay. So keep going. Okay, guys, continue.
Okay, so then we were talking about talking about the team. So in the team we have Kriti, can you go down, please? I have to start from. No, not from here. Go up. Yeah, let's start from the conflicts. Okay, so we have the conflicts. Top. Yeah, conflicts. So basically, we have different kind of conflicts in which you could have level 1 kind of a conflict in which 2 team members can have a conflict in between, and level 2 is disagreement, that they are stubborn and not willing to let go of their decisions, stuck with their decision. Level 3 of the conflict is contest, which is basically telling you that I win, you lose, meaning I am right and you are wrong. And in the crusade is you are totally not in any way in a mood to resolve this, and you are just going over it like this is wrong, you are always wrong, everything is wrong, you don't do anything right. And the 5 is the intraceable, where everything is a havoc and nobody is really interested in doing anything about it. So we have to basically avoid that. So in order to avoid those, conflict management part falls under the PM's responsibility. So he should be effectively managing the conflict. So there are many ways of managing the conflict. A win-win situation in which both teams are having their point taken and both are being considered. However, if the conflict is of severe nature, that won't be possible. The second is I win and you lose. Again, my point is valid, your point is invalid. The second one is lose-lose, both parties totally say, okay, fine, we both were wrong. Let's forget about this. Let's move on. The last one is lose-win, which basically tells you that, okay, I leave my opinion on this thing and your opinion or perspective is right. But the best way in managing is this: give up something and what do you call it? There is a word for it, compromise. The compromising situation, you give something, I give something up. So this is how you go for the conflict management. Okay, Kriti, can you go down, please? Okay, so then there is also one more important thing which has to be understood by the project manager itself, that when is the right time to intervene. So that would be based on his emotional, emotional intelligence, then how he has to cater those situations. So he has to be self-aware about it. He has to have the social skills, how to navigate through these things. And then he has to have empathy towards both the parties who are having the decisions, and should be emphatic in the his conflict resolution mindset. Then then we have in the same thing, we have basically this is resource management plan. I think Tuckman letter falls into resource management plan, right? If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. This falls under this. Yeah. So Tuckman's letter is basically telling us that basically there are 5 stages of a team which a team goes through, which is informing. Everybody is very courteous towards each other. They are just in the stage of getting to know each other. Then they are storming, like the swords are out. They are fighting with each other. You are right, I am wrong. Then finally they are accepting weaknesses and strengths of each other and going towards same direction. So this is called norming, and then performing when the team is in full flow, going towards the success of the project. And then finally adjourning when everything is done and they have achieved the project. So that would be called as the adjourning point in this theory of Tuckman. So there are how we are doing is then resource management plan is there basically. So resource management plan, you are basically assigning the resources, and there is a Raki metric in this, in which you have to have you have to assign basically who's responsible actually for that and who's accountable for that, who should you be consulting and who should you be informing. So that's how, if you have this information, you will be able to make a Raki matrix of this, and based on that you will create a RAM matrix. Sorry, Raki chart will help you make a RAM matrix. This Raki chart is responsible, accountable, consulting and informing to create a responsibility assignment matrix. Then you have resource calendar. Resource calendar tells you the availability of the resources that will be needed to determine the course of action for the scheduling purposes. Okay, then in conflict management, yes, EQ I have discussed. Then there are various theories, Maslow's hierarchy, Asberg's motivation, McGregor's theory, and Halo effect. What is next? Type of leaders. Yeah, type of leaders, basically servant leadership is the most important one. Reason being, since we are dealing with Scrum and Agile, so the servant leadership, then there is transformational leadership, charismatic leadership, laissez-faire is also one of the terminologies to be used. So guys, I don't know how much time do we have.
You completed. No issue. Go ahead. Your time is already over for long back. You completed.
All right. So then we have the, let me explain the theories then if you want me to. There are the theories in the, go down. Yes. So basically these theories are the, we have, for example, McGregor's theory, in which it says, it generalizes people into 2 categories, that certain people are to be totally directed, as people are generally, they do not want to do work and they want to act lazy. And the other one, the theory believes that people can be self-motivated and they enjoy working. Then we have the what do we have there?
Uh,
I think
you covered almost all.
Yeah. You just go ahead. I'll finish the rest.
Yeah. The next topic is our risk. The risk first we will be categorizing the organization with the three different things: risk seeker, risk averse, risk neutral. The same like identifying the stakeholder, we need to identify the risk with the same steps. One additional thing is SWOT, and through SWOT analysis also we can identify the risk. Next one is after identifying, we need to prioritize the risk through qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative, just we'll be doing this probability and impact or by voting. Quantitative, we are having different tools like influence diagram, EMV, decision tree analysis, tornado analysis, and S-curve. Next thing, we need to identify the risk owner. After that, we need to plan for risk response. The risk response, we are having two different things: proactive, reactive. Proactive, we are having positive risk, negative risk. Positive risk is exploit, enhance, share. Negative risk is avoid, mitigate, transfer. In the reactive risk, we'll be accepting the risk. That is either by active or passive. Active is we need to identify the risk owner, monitor the trigger. Once the trigger happen, immediately we need to implement the response. Passive passive is we need to log into, that is the issue, and we need to log into your issue log. And this is next artifacts of risk is residual risk, secondary risk. After that, the final thing is risk review meeting. Here we'll be delivering the risk report. This is in the planning. All in rest of the thing is we'll be having this. The stakeholder communication team. We'll be having the risk register, issue log. All this will be there in all these things, and that's all in risk. And the next topic is quality. Quality will be coming in only monitoring and control. First thing is we'll be knowing the cost of quality by cost of conformance and cost of non-conformance. Next, quality management plan. We'll be having a cost of quality and benchmark. We are having different types of quality tools: checklist, check sheets, audit, inspection, sampling, control chart, fishbone diagram, frequency distribution chart, Pareto principle, scatter diagram, and docs. And next thing will be having the control quality. After the this is in the execution will be actually in the planning we'll be having the quality management plan, the quality metrics, and execution will be having managing the quality. In the close, we'll be having the control quality. We'll be verifying the deliverables. If it is, then after verifying, we'll be having the scope baseline. After it is, we'll be having either the deliverables will be accepted or validated. One point we missed in communication is communication execution will be having a work performance data, and monitoring control will be having a work performance information, and later the work performance report will be communicated to the rest of the stakeholders. And next one, moving to scope and schedule. Scope, we as usual will be collecting the requirement through all these 6 steps. We'll be having a prototype. Next, we'll be having a context diagram. Next is RTM will be created, requirement traceability matrix, which have all the details about the product. And requirement documentation, this will be having a specific category, details about the specific category. Next one is scope management plan. This plan helps us to separate the project and product requirement. Next, a project scope statement. And next one is work breakdown structure. We are having control account, planning package, work package, code of account. That is a work breakdown structure dictionary. Next, we are having scope. We see scope creep and goal plating. Schedule, as usual, we'll be having schedule management plan process. After that, we'll be starting with the process. That work package, we are having for 3 different things: milestone list, activity attribute. The activity attributes, we are having relationship, dependencies, duration, float. Relationship is finish to start, start to start, start to finish, and finish to finish. Finish to finish. Dependencies, we are having internal dependencies, external dependencies, both are mandatory and both are discretionary. Duration, we are having analogous, parametric, bottom-up, 3-point estimation. Float, we are having critical and non-critical. To identify this critical path, we use network diagram. We are having schedule compression techniques. The one is crashing, another one is fast tracking, and the last one is resource optimization technique, resource leveling, and resource smoothing. That's all we covered.
Okay, good job.
Thank you. And
Okay.
thank you, team, for
first
allowing us to present.
Who made this, Kirti? You
We
made
all.
It's complete this one. It's not complete. Complete this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Send me that document. This is a good document. I will change a few things, but this can be a good thing in my lesson learning repository. It's a good document. Who made it in team one? In team one, who made the mind map? Team one.
Saeed actually made the mind map, and rest of the team members helped him.
Said, are you hearing me?
Yes, I am hearing you.
I
Yes.
need you to complete the mind map because that was one of the most beautiful mind map. Unfortunately, not completed. Right?
Due to mismanagement and planning issue, yes, we actually didn't recognize that.
Completed.
Yes, no problem. We will do it. We will do it, inshallah.
Okay, guys, one more thing. You can actually give access to other people to your mind map. So, Said, do that. Like you can add people emails there because that's one of the most beautiful mind map I have seen. I was very much happy. I was looking at the mind map like this when they were explaining. I was loving it. But when it ended in two topics, I was like, huh? That's it? That's it?
We did some more work actually, but
Keep on
adding. Not the copy paste.
Keep on adding.
Yes,
on it,
yes,
okay,
yes.
and send it to me. And
Yes, yes.
So do you.
I will add some.
Okay. By the way, who allowed you to make an Excel file? You were supposed to make. Why did you start with the Excel file?
We thought that mind map will take so much of that Miro thing will take so much of time.
Actually, it takes less time. Now let me explain you one thing. One thing was what you did. Asif, give me just 2 minutes. One thing was what you made. Now I'll show you the entire mind map of PMP, which you will get when you go to your files. Okay, when you go to your files, the files that you have. Okay, links.
I saw this.
Yeah. When you go there, here there is a one big mind map.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can print it and zoom it as much as you want. Actually, you can, once you have this mind map with you, you can go through it as much as you want in 15 to 20 minutes. I did not made it. All these mind maps are made by people like you, right? So as you make it, this is a very good mind map. I would recommend print it out, everyone. You can, if you have that printer big one A0, so you can print it as big as you want. You can ask the copy from Asnan because I don't think so it will be a good copy here. I'm not sure if I download it. Do I get a good copy when I download this thing from here? Where is that? Oh, no, I am downloading the link of this. Okay, so because the mind map, yeah, it is good copy. It is good copy. You see, I just zoomed it and still, even to that quality, it is adjusting to it. It's a very beautifully made mind map. Okay, so you can look into that. Ji Asif sir.
Yeah, so Kriti already answered you the question, but idea of doing it in Excel was mine. Reason being, we believe that we can accomplish much more quickly than doing that in the mind map application of Miro. So that was all about it.
Okay. But you would have less time. But finally, we got something different. I would look at also again one more time when you will send me that file when you complete it. Also share it in the group. So now, yeah, that's it for today for this thing. Okay.
Recording stopped.
Tomorrow will be an amazing day. Tomorrow, first of all, we will go through PMP booklet as we did this today in a breakout room, small breakout room. Secondly, I will give you PMI cloned exam question. Okay, I will see 60 question or 120 question will solve or 180, probably 60 question will solve. I'll give you very difficult 60 questions. So if you have this booklet, I would recommend go through it one more time before coming to tomorrow class. Tomorrow's question will blow your brain. Okay, 60 question answers. I will make you breakout room and we will do that. Very important. Please, if you have not filled your application, submit it to the. I know some people has not, like Said, you did not submit it, and other people did not submit. Please submit your application. Complete your assignments wherever you are. Complete your assignment. Tomorrow class will be 1 hour late. 1 hour late. Like if today was 7 p.m. UAE, tomorrow will be 8 p.m. UAE. Okay, 8 p.m. UAE. That becomes 11 a.m. EST, 7 p.m. Saudi time, 9 p.m. Pakistan time, 9:30 India time. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. With this, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Bye bye. Complete your assignments. See you.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, these were my students who are currently in the batch, right? You can also get this opportunity by enrolling into the next program. My next enrollment is open. You see, end-to-end things we provide them, and I call that one stop of PMP. Whatever they need in order to pass in the PMP program, I will provide them. My goal is very straightforward, right? To give them those things that is needed for PMP exam. So if you are ready, let's start your journey and let's make you PMP. My number is there, my email is there. Your journey starts today. Bye-bye.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amer Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually, like I'm kind of like really
I got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow.